So this shouldn't be surprising. A country run by a former ski instructor. Oh, and substitute drama teacher. I forgot about that. Well, that makes it okay then. He's a fucking genius because he used to teach people how to act. Yeah, right. I find it hard to believe this guy could even remember his fucking lines if he was an actor at one time. Was he an actor? I mean, I would assume that if you're a drama teacher, you've done a fair amount of acting, but was he ever in anything? Probably not. That's why he's a politician, right? Couldn't get a real job. Not that I would call being a fucking drama teacher all that a fucking a real job, but yeah. Oh, and he was a ski instructor in the off-season when he wasn't a substitute teacher teaching people how to lie convincingly. Oh, well, there you go. That's how he's such a good politician. So this is no surprise. Yeah, Ontario passes law that allows the government to take kids away from parents who oppose, get this, gender transitioning for their child. Crazy. It's crazy. Canada's Ontario province has passed legislation that allows the government to seize children from families that refuse to accept their child's chosen gender identity or gender expression. How's that going to work? I mean, what is the kid going to go to school and rat out his parents to the guidance counselor? Hey, Mrs. So-and-so, guidance counselor, my mommy won't let me be a girl, even though I have a penis. Oh, well, we need to get you into foster care. Post haste. Yeah, what? Great. So a bunch of kids are going to rat out their parents. Mommy didn't make me an omelet this morning. I hate her. I'm going to go complain they won't let me be a wingman. This is a great idea. The so-called Supporting Children, Youth, and Families Act of 2017, or Bill 89, was approved by a vote of 63 to 24, according to the Christian Times. It requires child protection, foster, adoption service providers, and judges to take into account and respect the child's race, ancestry, place of origin, color, ethnic origin. These things deserve respect. In what way? What do they mean by respect? What are the courts and all these adoption services and foster care and child protection services, how exactly are they expressing this respect? It's very vague language. I'm always skeptical when I hear language that is this vague. So to respect color, ethnic origin, citizenship, family diversity, I guess gay couples, disability, creed, isn't that covered by race? Sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression. Let me explain something to you, okay? There's something called the law of identity. If any of you have studied logic, reason, philosophy, you'll know about Aristotle's 3 foundational laws that he discovered anyway. One of them is the law of identity, okay? You are what you are. You can't be anything else, okay? And then, of course, you have the law of non-contradiction, excluded middle. But if you're a boy, you're a boy. If you're a girl, you're a girl. You can't change what you are and be something else. That's it. It's that fucking simple. It's a recognition that objective reality cannot be changed in that way. So the identity of something, what it is, cannot be altered to be something else. So, for example, if I try to push on everybody this belief, which the left does, that identity, meaning what you are, can be altered by your subjective perception of yourself, that's a lie. That's a lie. I want you to do a little experiment, okay? And this will give you a good idea of just how much your subjective perceptions can alter reality. I want you to get a cup of water. Go get a cup of cold water and put it in front of you. Then I want you to stare at that cup of cold water for a minute, 10 minutes, an hour, and I want you to focus your mind on making that motherfucking cup of cold water come to a nice, even boil. Ooh, yeah, because, you know, our subjective perceptions and viewpoints can alter objective reality. Right? Right? The day that you're able to make a fucking cup of water boil, just by wishing it so is the day that you'll win the fucking James Randi Prize of $1 million for proving that the paranormal is real. And this is the same exact thing. If I believe I'm a woman, I'm a woman. No, you're not. That's the exact same thing as saying I can make a fucking cup of water boil. Has my cock disappeared? No. And the funny thing is, they disprove this very idea when they have to use objective means to achieve what they claim to be a subjective view that alters objective reality, but it can't really alter objective reality, and that's why they got to go and get a fucking surgery, which is an objective tool. You can only alter the objective with the objective, not the subjective, okay? That's why you can't stare at a cup of water and make it fucking boil, and that's why you can't have some belief in your identity and it suddenly changes. It's bullshit. Okay. It requires, so I would consider that a form of child abuse. When a child identifies one way and a caregiver is saying, no, you need to do this differently. You don't, identifying, it doesn't mean anything. You're trying to say that a subjective experience and view alters the objective biological foundational reality of the world, and I'm telling you it can't. You idiots. If it did, you wouldn't be needing to fucking suppress people's puberty and give them fucking hormone blockers, you idiots. Well, it's enough that I identify as a woman. Okay, now give me objective means like hormone blockers and cut off my cock. So, wait a second. You're saying identifying as a woman makes you a woman. So, you are identifying and becoming a woman by subjective means, but you can't actually achieve that goal without the objective. So, the subjective changes nothing. You just have some faulty wiring in your fucking head. Which explains why these people have a fucking 40 to 50% fucking suicide rate. But let's indulge this nonsense. Yeah, this non-reality. And when a child identifies one way and a caregiver is saying, no, you need to do this differently. Yeah, right. Because I want to indulge a fantasy, something that will become a serious mental illness to the point where my child has a 45% chance overall, on average, of killing themselves. Or trying to. And if it's a man, they usually succeed, right? So, I don't want to fucking encourage that. Minister of Family Services said. The man who introduced the bill, Michael Cotoy. Oh, boy. If it's abuse, and if it's within the definition, a child can be removed. The only abuse occurring is allowing some flight of fancy, which was probably brought about by this kid watching TV and seeing some drag kid on TV talking about how wonderful and beautiful and happy he was being a drag kid. You know, kids are very, very impressionable, so it doesn't take much to get them to adopt a faulty mindset. And it's your job as a caregiver to correct that because you're a lot older, ostensibly. Granted, a lot of dopey young people have kids out of wedlock or too young, and they don't have enough life experience. But ideally, you would be a lot older and you would know this is a lot of nonsense and a lot of bunk. But of course, we have a lot of fucking hipster doofuses out there, hippie fucks, progressive parents who think that they're virtue signaling and that it is actually virtuous to embrace this crap. It ain't. You're harming your kid. That's the child abuse, encouraging this kind of nonsense. If you're a boy, you're a boy. You can't be a girl. Even if you get your cock chopped off. So the bill replaces the Child and Family Services Act, or Bill 28, which governs child protection, foster care, and adoption services. Wow. So literally telling your child you cannot be a girl if you're a boy is child abuse. Oh. I feel like Kramer when he would hear something that would just blow his mind. He'd be like, oh. I mean, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? What clown planet are we living on here? We all gonna start driving clown cars and wearing little fucking red noses? Jesus Christ. So the bill states that the parent of a child in care retains the right to direct the child's education and religious upbringing. However, the new law amends it thus: to direct the child or young person's education and upbringing in accordance with the child's or young person's creed, Where the fuck is that creed coming from? The ether? Where's this creed? Essentially, this list of ways to live your life. These life's rules. Where are they coming from? They're supposed to come from the parents. But now, to direct a child or a young person's education and upbringing in accordance with the child or young person's creed, well, they're not born with a fucking creed. They have to be given it by somebody, you pinheads. So you're saying it's my job to teach a child a creed, and then I can't teach a child a creed if they decide to change their creed to something else, if I think it's wrong. What if their creed is murder and kill people? Oh, what if their creed is eat babies? I can't say anything. That's their creed now. They've changed their mind. They don't like my creed. They've adopted a different creed because they've been hanging out with the wrong crowd, right? They've been hanging out with a bunch of Satanists that fucking sacrifice babies and shit. So I have to respect that. And if I don't respect their creed, that's child abuse. What, are you kidding me? Kids are stupid. I'm smart. You're dumb. You listen to me until you're old enough to think for yourself. You don't like it? Too fucking bad. Well, what is this fucking pandering to stupid kids? I don't get this. Anyway, oh, this is so dumb. I don't even want to read any more of this. So, yeah, now it's child abuse. If your kid has a flight of fancy, thinks he can fly. I think I can fly. I'm going to go jump out the window. Okay, it's child abuse if I stop you. I know it's bad for you, but I'm going to let you do it anyway, because if I don't, I'll go to jail. They send you to foster care. What? Yeah, because kids are so brilliant, right? They always know what's best for them. I want to eat cake and soda pop for fucking breakfast, and you can't stop me because my creed says sugar 24/7. Are you kidding me? Essentially, let's make the fucking kids the parents. Yeah. That's like letting the fucking insane people run the insane asylum. Yeah, that won't end badly. Oh, no. It's just ridiculous. I don't get it. Oh, God. Boy, I really hope you people in Canada have learned your fucking lesson. This guy's coming up for re-election soon. Please vote him out because, it's 2019. Whatever the fuck that means. It's the current year, so let's embrace regressive stupid shit. It's child abuse to fucking guide my child and parent my child. Yeah, this is yet another attempt by the state to garner ever more power over the child, to make people ever more solipsistic, ever more reliant on their feelings over objective facts, makes them ever better tax chattel and servants to the state.